last week. I was sitting in a small cafe, waiting for my coffee, when I overheard a conversation between a mother and her young son at the next table. The boy had just finished coloring a picture honestly. It was mostly scribbles and proudly showed it to his mom. She gasped, clapped her hands, and said, "Wow, you're a little Picasso. This is the best drawing I've ever seen." The boy smiled, but only for a second. Then he looked at the picture again, frowned, and said, "Really? But I didn't even try that hard." That moment stuck with me. As a parenting coach, I've seen this pattern over and over again, well-meaning praise that misses the mark. Compliments that sound sweet but confuse children. Words that were meant to build confidence but end up creating pressure, doubt, or even entitlement. Today, let's talk about the praise trap and the 5 common mistakes we make when complimenting our kids. Before we dive into the common mistakes, let's take a moment to talk about why we praise our kids in the first place. Praise is more than just kind words. It's how we show recognition, encouragement, and love. And when used well, it can boost a child's confidence, help them feel good about themselves, and guide them toward positive behavior. Most of us praise with good intentions. We want our kids to do well, behave kindly, and feel proud of who they are. But here's the thing: today's culture is overflowing with praise. From home to school to sports fields, kids are constantly being told they're amazing, brilliant, beautiful. I've seen children get praise for tying their shoes, for drawing a few lines, even just for showing up. It's a big shift from how many of us were raised. Back then, praise was rare, modest, and often wrapped in humility. So the question is, are we praising too much too quickly, and sometimes without thinking? Let's take a closer look at the 5 most common praise mistakes we make as parents, and how to spot them in everyday life. The praise trap. 5 common mistakes parents make. 1. Praising fixed traits instead of effort. Let me start with one of the most common habits we fall into: praising fixed traits. You know those moments when we say things like, "You're so smart," or "You're naturally gifted"? It feels good, right? We want our kids to feel special. But here's the catch. When we focus on traits they can't control, we unintentionally send the message that their worth is tied to being smart or talented. I've worked with children who freeze up when they face a challenge, simply because they've been told they're brilliant, and now they're afraid to fail. Instead, we can shift the spotlight to what they do, not what they are. A simple change like saying, "I saw how hard you worked on that puzzle," can make all the difference. It tells them that effort matters and that they're capable of growing. 2. Careless automatic praise. Now, let's talk about the kind of praise that slips out without us even realizing. You've probably said "good job" or "amazing" more times than you can count. I know I have. It's quick, it's easy, and it feels encouraging. But when praise becomes automatic, it loses its meaning. Kids start to expect it for everything, even for things they didn't really try at. I once saw a child ask, "Was that good?" after simply putting their shoes on. Not because they were unsure, but because they were used to being praised for every little thing. So next time, pause. Ask yourself, what exactly am I praising? And if you can, be specific. That's how we help kids build real confidence, not just chase approval. 3. Exaggerated praise that doesn't match performance. This one's tricky because it comes from a place of love. We want our kids to feel proud, so we say things like, "You're a superstar," or "This is the best drawing I've ever seen," even when the effort was minimal. But here's what happens. Children start to associate big praise with small effort. And later, when they actually work hard and don't get the same reaction, they feel confused or even discouraged. I remember a boy who got a participation ribbon and was told, "You're a champion." But the next time he didn't win, he felt crushed. Let's be mindful of matching our words to their effort. Not too little, not too much, just enough to help them trust our feedback and grow from it. 4. Praising appearance over character. This one is subtle, but powerful. Compliments like "You look so pretty today," or "That outfit is perfect," are common and often well-intentioned. But when they become the main form of praise, children start to believe that how they look matters more than who they are. I've met teens who feel anxious about their appearance, constantly comparing themselves to others because that's what they were praised for growing up. Instead, let's notice their kindness, their curiosity, their courage. Say things like, "You were really thoughtful helping your friend today," or "I admire how honest you were." These are the qualities that build lasting self-worth. 5. Praising to soothe ourselves, not empower the child. And finally, let's talk about the praise that's more about us than them. Sometimes we say things like, "You make me so proud. You're going to be famous one day." Not because the child needs it, but because we do. We're tired, stressed, or just want to feel like we're doing a good job as parents.
You've been there.
But when praise becomes a way to fulfill our own emotional needs or project our dreams onto our kids, it can create pressure. I once worked with a girl who felt she had to become a doctor not because she wanted to, but because her parents always said, "You'll be a great doctor someday." Let's give our children space to discover who they are and not who we hope they'll be. Praise is a beautiful tool, but like any tool, it works best when used with care. In our next video, we'll dive deeper into the real consequences of these praise mistakes and, more importantly, explore how to praise wisely to build resilience, motivation, and emotional strength. Have you ever caught yourself giving a compliment that felt automatic or exaggerated? I'd love to hear your story in the comments. If this video resonated with you, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you won't miss the next episode. How to praise your child the right way, building confidence without overdoing it. Bye-bye.